You're standing on a beach. It's quiet, beautiful, actually. Dense jungle behind you, ocean ahead, the kind of place you'd see in a travel ad. Then, you look down. There's a snake at your feet. You step back. There's another one. You step sideways. There's a third, coiled in the rocks, watching you. You're on Ilha da Queimada Grande, Snake Island, off the coast of Brazil. And in the next 24 hours, you won't be near a snake. You won't see a snake from a distance. You will be surrounded by them, constantly, for an entire day. Oh, and Brazil made it illegal to come here. Not because of drugs, not because of nuclear waste, because of the snakes. Here's how this plays out. First, let's talk about where you actually are. Ilha da Queimada Grande sits about 33 kilometers off the coast of Sao Paulo. It's roughly the size of 60 football fields, dense rainforest, rocky cliffs, one crumbling old lighthouse. No shops, no people, no fresh water you can easily get to. About 11,000 years ago, sea levels rose and cut this island off from the mainland. The snakes that were already here had nowhere to go. No predators came after them, and every year, thousands of migratory birds landed on this island to rest. So the snakes evolved fast. Over thousands of years, they developed a venom so powerful, so fast-acting, it could bring down a bird mid-flight before it had a chance to escape. That snake is called the Golden Lancehead pit viper. It lives nowhere else on Earth, only here, and scientists estimate there are between 2,000 and 4,000 of them on this island. That works out to roughly one snake for every 10 square meters of land. You are standing in the middle of the highest concentration of venomous snakes anywhere on the planet. And you've got 24 hours. The boat drops you off at dawn and leaves immediately. You've got a backpack, some food, no phone signal, and a head torch for tonight that you're already dreading having to use. You take your first steps inland. The island looks almost peaceful in the early light. The jungle canopy filters everything golden. Birds are calling somewhere up high. It's genuinely beautiful. Then you see it, a golden lancehead, about a meter long, resting on a rock, not 3 steps in front of you. It doesn't move, it doesn't coil, it just looks at you. You go around it. Then there's another one in the grass to your left, another draped over a low branch ahead, another in the shadow of a tree root. Here's the thing about golden lanceheads. They're not aggressive by nature. They don't come after you. But this island is so dense with them that moving anywhere, in any direction, means threading through snakes constantly. It's not a question of if you'll get close to one. It's a question of how many. Your only real goal right now is to get to the old lighthouse. It's the one structure on the island, elevated, partly sheltered, and most importantly, somewhere with walls. Getting there takes about 40 minutes. You pass 23 snakes on the way. You count it. You make it. The lighthouse door is open, hanging off its hinges. You step inside, and that's when you hear about what happened to the last family who lived here.
The story goes like this. The last lighthouse keeper was stationed here with his family, his wife, his kids. One night, snakes got into the building through a broken window. They were bitten, trying to escape to the boat. Nobody survived. Now, researchers aren't 100% sure if that story is completely true or if it became legend over time. The Brazilian Navy, which manages the island, doesn't confirm every detail. But here's the thing. Nobody disputes that something happened here. The lighthouse has been unstaffed for decades, and the broken windows are still broken. You sit on the upper level of the lighthouse, feet off the ground, and take stock of your situation. Water is your first real problem. This island has no accessible fresh water. You've got what you carried in. In this humidity, in this heat, that clock is already ticking. Dehydration doesn't feel dangerous at first. It feels like a mild headache, a bit of tiredness. You feel fine. That's the trap. By hour 6, you're already deciding whether you go back into the jungle to find moisture in the vegetation or stay put and get progressively weaker. You hear something moving on the roof. You don't go up there to check.
Here's a weird bit of good news. Golden lanceheads are pit vipers. They hunt using heat-sensing organs on their faces. In the peak heat of the day, roughly 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., they actually slow down, less active, more likely to be resting in shade. This is your window. You move carefully back into the jungle to find plants holding moisture. Broad leaves collect dew. You know this. You find a few. It's not much, but it's something. And while you're out there, crouched low, moving slowly, that's when you get the full picture of what this venom actually does. Because at some point during the day, you realize if you get bitten right now, you have maybe 6 hours before the damage becomes irreversible. The nearest hospital with antivenom is on the mainland, 33 kilometers away, with no phone, no signal, and no boat. The Golden Lancehead's venom is hemotoxic. It breaks down tissue. Within hours of a bite, the flesh around the wound begins to die. Internal bleeding follows. Without treatment, the mortality rate is estimated at around 7%, even with medical care. Without medical care, nobody good outcome is on the table. You make it back to the lighthouse. You haven't been bitten, but you've also done the maths, and it's not comforting. 12 hours down, 12 to go. Here's where things get properly insane.
Afternoon, the snakes are moving again. And now there's a new problem you didn't fully plan for. The island also has birds. Specifically, the migratory birds the lanceheads evolved to hunt. They land, they feed, they rest. The snakes are actively on the move. You're trying to move too, back toward the lighthouse, keeping to the rock paths where you can see the ground clearly. Then the weather changes. Coastal islands do this fast. The sky goes from clear to gray in about 20 minutes. Rain starts, heavy tropical rain, which means water. Finally, actual fresh water you can collect off the lighthouse roof. But it also means the ground cover gets slippery. It means the snakes shelter in the same rock overhangs you want to shelter under. It means visibility drops. You press yourself against the lighthouse wall and wait it out. Hour 15. You haven't slept. You're dehydrated despite the rain. You're running on adrenaline that's been slowly burning down for 15 hours. And here's the part nobody tells you about survival situations. The snakes aren't the scariest part anymore. The loneliness is. You are completely alone on an island that Brazil banned humans from. There is no one coming. There is no one you can talk to. There is no phone. No noise except the rain and the jungle and something that keeps rustling in the dark corner of the lighthouse. You stare at the wall for a long time.
Full darkness. And this is when the rules change completely. Golden Lanceheads are pit vipers. They don't need eyes to hunt. Those heat-sensing pits on their faces detect temperature differences as small as 0.003 degrees Celsius. In complete darkness, they can pinpoint a warm body, your warm body, more accurately than you can see them with the naked eye. You can't see them. They absolutely can sense you. You stay in the lighthouse. You don't move unless you have to. You've got your head torch, but using it feels like advertising. Somewhere around 3 a.m., a Golden Lancehead makes its way into the base of the lighthouse. You see it in the torchlight. You don't move. It moves on. Dawn takes a very long time to arrive. The boat comes back at first light. You walk back down to the shore, the same way you came in. You pass the same rocks, the same tree roots. The snakes are already moving in the early warmth. Slower, but there. You count them on the way out. 19. You get on the boat, you sit down. The island gets smaller behind you. And the thing you keep thinking about, the thing that won't leave, isn't the snakes. It's how fast that island made you feel completely irrelevant. You were the most complicated organism on that island by a long shot. You had planning, tools, strategy, a working brain, and you spent 24 hours just trying not to get killed by something with no legs. The Golden Lancehead doesn't know you were there. It doesn't care. It'll be on that island long after you're gone, doing exactly what it's been doing for thousands of years. Brazil made the right call banning people from that place. And honestly, mate, I think the snakes would agree.